Alright, gonna take a couple minutes here and pot on some chili peppers. These were those sweet peppers that I got the seeds out of the little peppers that I bought from the store. And so far, these sweet peppers, they were ripe. They were red and yellow and orange, and they did the best at sprouting. I'm just gonna dibble some little holes in there. Well, hello, kitty. You're gonna give your feline stamp of approval. Just want to know what I'm doing. Careful about that curiosity.
Stay there.
Stay there. Well, I know if you're watching this video right now, you're like me, and you find some sort of meditative or Zen-like quality in potting up tiny little seedlings or planting seeds. It's very stress relieving. I even watch people's videos where they do the same thing, and I have been for years. Sean Cameron and Claire's from Claire's Allotment. Every year they have some videos where they're planting seeds or potting on, and I watch them and I hear them say the same sort of things, about how deep they sow them and how to firm it down and how to water it in, and it's just another fun chore of gardening. Certainly not back-breaking, but if you had to do enough of these, it would be. There's a farmer's market family that I kind of befriended at the farmer's market, and I follow them on Facebook, and they have a giant greenhouse, and the two young boys were transplanting or potting up tomatoes sprouts into huge trays, and they got into thousands of a bunch of different varieties. Imagine it isn't fun after that. But here, look at those. They look good. So I'll just do up the rest of these. Here, now I've got 3 trays of the sweet peppers, and I still have a bunch left in here, so I'm going to set them back. I'm going to get some more potting soil tomorrow. Jim and I are going to go to the garden center. But look, I've got poblanos too. Now, I didn't think the green peppers were going to go, but these poblanos did. The jalapeno and that green chili pepper, they have not sprouted at all, but the poblano did. But I've never really seen a red or maybe a brown kind of tint to a poblano when it's real ripe, I guess. But I figured the green ones weren't going to germinate, but the poblanos did. There was a really awesome Mexican restaurant here a few years back, and real authentic. One man did it all. He's since moved on to a bigger and better, I'm sure, but he had this cool little restaurant on some side street downtown here. It's called Real Mexico, and I used to get the chili rellenos, with a big poblano pepper stuffed with seasoned meat and potatoes and cheese, and then he battered it and fried it in kind of like a scrambled egg. I don't know how he did it, but it had like an egg coating on it, and then he poured this red sauce over the whole thing, and it was delicious. It was one of my favorite things to have there. Look at the roots on these little poblano pepper seedlings. Yeah, they're real long. These should go good. Look at that one. Yeah, so I'm excited about getting some poblano peppers. I'm gonna just do this one tray of 6 now because that's all the potting soil I have, but I'll do some more. I'm gonna have a bunch to give away, and I'm gonna be setting up a garden with Josh and Mandy over at our friend Jody's house. Now, Jody's been in some of my videos before. She's an actor out at the lamplight and does a lot of independent film stuff, and works with the SFA film department, the university here. She's a really cool lady, and she's going to let me put in a little a couple raised beds there at her house, and so I'll have pepper plants and tomato plants and basil to stick in there, and then find her some other herbs that she likes and get her set up. She's been into house plants and gardening at other times, but she just doesn't have anything going over her place right now. But I know if we got her set up, she'd take care of it and really enjoy it. So that's coming into a video real soon, the build. So I'm going to put the rest of these poblanos back and put a little stick in that 1 6-pack. So that's the poblanos. And just gingerly water everything in. Get a little extra water in there and set in a tray and it'll soak up. And then these things will go back in under the light. Yeah. So there's a whole bunch of peppers. Let's see how they turn out. All right, next we have the chocolate cherry tomatoes. And I'm just going to give them a little water, and I'm out of water. Be right back. All right. Just going to give all these guys a little drink. I notched a little hole in the bottom of these plastic cups so they can drain. And I don't like watering the leaves as much, as I try to avoid it. Just put the water right in on the soil, not too much. And then I do let them dry out. And before I water them again. Turn this baby around here and get the ones in the back. There's a few more little basil sprouts in that little 6-pack there. Okay, I'm really happy with the way these guys are looking. They're short and stout. Real nice dark green. Lots of roots in there. Can you see the roots through that plastic? Maybe not on camera, but it's looking really healthy. And yeah, so I've got a bunch of good chocolate cherry tomato specimens from the store-bought cherries. These are my free bonus seeds. So I'll be able to share these and have a bunch for myself. And that's great. Now take a look at these. These are the yellow cherry and the yellow grape tomatoes. And a few of them aren't doing so good. I'm just going to yank them. One of them's dead and the other one's just behind. And I can just cull them. I've got enough. And a couple of them have gotten a little tall, but you know, if they get long and gangly looking, just keep them from snapping and breaking. And then when you go to plant them out, just plant them a little deeper, or lay them down on their side and plant them in a little trough or a little furrow. A big long spindly tomato isn't a problem. You want to keep them a little shorter and more compact, the internodes closer together. It's just a sturdier little plant, but these will be fine. And I got a bunch of them, so I should have a mix of cherry tomatoes this year, yellow and red, and that chocolate Cherokee purple color. These are the Japanese black truffle. They're not cherry tomatoes. They're kind of plum-shaped ones. I've shown you the pictures of them, and I got 3 of them. That's not one though. But I'm gonna I think I'm gonna arrange these by height now. Try to get all the ones about the same height together, and see what they're looking like. I'll put these Japanese black out of the way. I got another one in here. Put them on the counter. And they're really beautiful tomatoes. I've grown those a couple times now. Really hoping they do well this year. There's another Japanese black. They have the a leaf-shaped potato leaf. Instead of being a jaggy, serrated, edged leaf, they're kind of a more of a maple leaf, a palm, not a palm, a spade. Yeah, that's kind of what they're like. So I'll just kind of get these out of here. A few of these real tall ones I'm going to stake up and maybe move them outside and have them start hardening off so I can get them planted. But the rest of this stuff is going to be going outside pretty soon. Put it in a shady spot or just leave them out for a few hours each day for a week or so, and then they'll be ready to plant out. I always plant them out in the evening so the stress of planting them and sitting in the sun won't be too bad. So yeah, I'm just going to arrange these a little bit better, and then we'll go from there. All right, just give all these guys a little drink, not too much, and yeah, I'm gonna have a big bunch of tomatoes to share and to eat. I love cherry tomatoes. I started dehydrating them, just cutting them in half, laying them, with the cut side facing up, and just dehydrating them like that in the oven on low, and they kind of turn into like a little tomato raisin, and they're really good to add to soup or to even like throw some on top of a salad. If they get real crunchy, that's a good way to go. I also put some in some olive oil with some herbs, and that was pretty good. All right, well, I'm just going to set these here under this light now. Make room for the peppers underneath the other light. So, see, there's the yellows, and now I got the chocolate cherries in there, and the Japanese black. And then here are all the odds and ends and the reds. I've got a 6-pack here of the red cherry tomatoes that I got in that pack. That's these guys, and they're doing pretty well. Didn't get to pot them on. I got low on potting soil, but I may not. Might move them out and plant them right in the ground like this. And these are I got even a different chocolate cherry. It was kind of oblio shaped, kind of egg shaped. So I got some seeds from that and planted them. And these are the yellows. These are yellows that I didn't pot up into the bigger thing. So chocolate, yellow, a few more yellow, and then the reds, and then these extra little chocolate ones. And I'm out of water. Okay. I'll get some water and do that up. Now here is I'm going to lower down this light. I had raised it up so I could have those mix of tomato plants underneath it. But now I'm going to lower it down as low as I can. Get it down real low so it'll be close to the peppers, so the peppers don't reach for the light. And then these basils will be a little closer. Hopefully they'll start kicking. Basil just goes slow until it goes fast. Basil's one of those things that in the heat of the summer it'll grow 2 inches a day, but when it starts sitting in a cool room, it'll take forever. All right, now see this light's up high on this end for these tomatoes, and I lowered it down on the other side for the. See, that's how flexible my lighting system is. Yes, very nice, and they're going to do great in there. The season's cycle seems to be speeding up faster and faster every year. So this weekend, I stopped and looked at the pear blossoms on my pear tree. And I know all over the planet, people are looking at little flowers and thinking about the promise that fresh fruit or fresh vegetables or warm weather is on the way. So they'll only be there for a minute. Be sure not to miss them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time in the garden.